All right, let's make Galaxy Sasquatch. So for the first step, you want to get some spray adhesive and take your template, which you could just Google Sasquatch silhouette, and print them out, drill a hole in the chest, and cut them out with your scroll saw. I use a double reverse blade. It makes a smooth edge just because that's what I have, but not really necessary. Any blade will work. If you put too much adhesive on, you have to sand the template out before you cast resin on it. I do that a lot. I kind of go crazy, and that's what happens. So, blue painter tape is what I use to keep the resin contained, get a good coat on there. But that right there, notice how the pigment is not dispersing in the resin. That's a step you want to kind of keep in the back of your head. So we have that like that powder blue and this dark hunter green are our two base colors. And we're going to pour those in. We're going to add a little bit of clear, probably like right there. Yeah, a little bit of clear. And that creates a little bit of depth. It stops the colors from blending for the most part. And it adds that texture down the road because we waited for the resin to sit in they call it pot life, which is like the time it becomes hard. And we let it get to a certain temperature so it doesn't blend as easily as it would if it was, freshly mixed. We added that copper pigment and we did that dry because that step where you saw it didn't really blend, that's what we want. We want that to look like fur or hair. So by setting that on the top of it, it just sits there in clumps, and I got it a little bit underneath because the following step, now everything is like, do this step before you do that step, and it's just step, step, step. You have to plan ahead when you try to do like these crazy pours. So the step, there's some more clear, adding more depth, more texture, but the step that we're talking about with the dry pigment, that is because we're going to add isopropyl alcohol to it, which will take the top layer and just kind of like burns it off, but the metallic pigments, it doesn't work with mica pigments. So like if you get the stone coat countertops metallic pigments and you just sprinkle them on, then you add alcohol, it goes nuts, right? So there we're sprinkling more on. Now this part is what it's going to be the visible area, that like this final stir is what you'll see underneath the crap that comes on top, and it looks awful whenever the resin dries. But you sand that off once it gets flush. This is the part you're going to see. So lightly blend it in. Do not get the powder that saturated. We just want it to be in big balls and clumps because the alcohol is going to dissipate that. Now note the head is still clear. The hands and feet have like the bluish color there. We just dig down deep, pull back, and then you'll draw the bottom colors up. So that's how we got like the outer space on his feet, everything like that. Just touch it up, make sure you got the swirls the way you like, and those big pockets of copper are going to explode into fur once we add the alcohol to it. And try not to blend colors, just touch it. Again, the stuff's almost gel-like, but add alcohol, yeah, look at that. So the big hole with the syringe I went in there, I plunged a bunch of alcohol, like a cc of it, into that. Not really necessary. Sprinkle some more copper on top, add more alcohol, and it'll just start furring out. And now this is super sped up. It looks amazing to watch in real life. You can't capture it on video, but just let it soak. The alcohol eventually diffuses. I guess that's the word. And it ends up looking like crap. And you just sand it off, and you get like this super cool little plaque you can give your nephew who can set it up in his bedroom.